What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name is Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, believe it or not, there have actually been a ton of reports, rumors, and updates about multiple Marvel franchises over the last 2 weeks. It's just that Hugh Jackman's been on set in the yellow and blue Wolverine costume fighting Deadpool, and those set photos have pretty much been the major point of attention in headlines since Saturday. Now, if you were just working off the last couple of weeks' cameo confirmations from The Hollywood Reporter and Deadline, it would indicate that Deadpool 3 and Wolverine is shaping up to be an extension of Multiverse of Madness, an absolute cameo fest, and maybe even more than we expected going into this film. However, it's a recent comment by Anson Mount paired with the rumors that we will see the 838 again, not only in Deadpool 3 but the Marvels as well, that really recontextualize the 838's place and the Illuminati's function in the architecture that is the build-up to Secret Wars. We're breaking down the latest group of rumors, how they sort of work together even though they're coming from totally different sources, and what it ultimately means for the multiverse saga, and where we might have had a 1610 versus 616, we might end up with an 838 versus a 616, and who knows, maybe even a superior Iron Man to boot. We're breaking it all down, the Illuminati's return to the MCU, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reveals, to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our next PS5 giveaway, which is less than 2 weeks away to coincide with the Secret Invasion finale. Again, all you gotta do, be a sub, leave a comment if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So I really don't feel like this video needs a total spoiler warning because there's a lot of theory wrapped in this, but we are going to talk about a couple of things that industry insiders have said for both the post-credit scene and the ending for the Marvels, as well as Deadpool 3. So again, if you need an off-ramp from this video, now's the time. Now, if you go back from about 4 months ago, all indications said that the end of the Marvels would feature an incursion event, and some have said that either during the end of the film or in the post-credit scene, maybe both, Monica Rambeau would end up slipping into the other universe and actually end the film displaced there. Now, we know that has dire consequences depending, but if they're already in the middle of an incursion, it seems like if they're able to stop it, that'll be about as stable as they can hope for at the moment. Now, other industry insiders weighed in and said that that would actually be the 838, that Monica is going to run into her mother, Maria Rambeau, in a reunion, but Maria Rambeau will be Captain Marvel, not wearing the same costume as we saw from her on the Illuminati during Multiverse of Madness, which really calls into question whether or not that would be 838, not only because she wouldn't be wearing the same costume, but more because we think we watched her get smoked at the end of Multiverse of Madness. Of course, there is the theory that Baron Mordo survived all of that, and we know he should be the keeper of the Time Stone. We've already seen that the Time Stone, if used correctly, is totally capable of rewinding people and resurrecting them, which would easily explain how and why they weren't worried about going down to Wanda in the way that they did, and the fact that, well, the entire team could be back. That if in fact we return to the 838, we would see the exact same version of those characters and the Illuminati. Who knows just how many times Patrick Stewart is going to die and come back on screen. We're going to see him again in Deadpool 3. Speaking of Deadpool 3, the latest update and coming from Alex Perez over at the Cosmic Circus and from other sources is that we are going to see the Illuminati back during that film as well. And if you remember, originally there was a post-credit scene that Marvel was going to include at the end of Multiverse of Madness that showed Deadpool going through the wreckage of the Baxter Foundation building and sort of stepping over everybody to tie that all together. For the record, we also heard there should have been a post-credit scene that Michael Waldron wanted to include that would have showed Reed Richards off screen watching the footage again of what had happened at the Baxter Foundation building and then stretching his hand into scene to turn off the TV so that we would know it was him and that he came back. Marvel didn't want to include that, which makes me think they wanted to leave it ambiguous whether any of these members survived. Now, how does this all tie together with what's going on in the 838, and why would we keep going back to that universe? Well, the reason is twofold. First of all, it comes down to two universes in the 2015 Jonathan Hickman run. As I mentioned during the prologue, it is the 1610 versus the 616, but there's a good chance now, since we've already established a bit of the 838 canon, that they'll substitute that for the 1610, and those will end up being the only two universes that are left with the final incursion as we head into Secret Wars. Now, twofold, the reason you need to focus on one other universe is, in a world of infinite versions, no one version is special, and this is an idea that writers like Michael Waldron and Jeff Loveness have explored in depth during the show Rick and Morty. The the way that we care about the characters we watch is because we follow those specific characters. Now, occasionally, Rick and Morty will poke a huge hole in this, like the decoy episode, and show us that there are just tons of families, and from our point of view, at any time, they could change the Rick and Morty we've been following, and maybe we wouldn't know. The only reason we care about the ones that we watch is because we think they're the ones we've been watching the whole time. And this is how they make the multiverse have stakes, with the specific characters that we're going to see from, say, 2 universes, instead of portals amongst the multiverse and have a million versions of each one pouring out. As I've said a million times, if their plan to bring Robert Downey Jr. back included opening up a portal in the multiverse and having him step out, that would be sort of disappointing. You need to put more stakes behind it. Now, one way you do this is to include these characters before you get to the Secret Wars fight. And I know a lot of people have said, even recently, pointing to that empty chair during Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness on the Illuminati Council, that that's where Iron Man should be sitting. As evidence of this, his Ultron bots are running all around the Baxter building, so obviously his Ultron initiative was successful. But Superior Iron Man, the version we were hoping to see with Tom Cruise, the one that had been rumored for so long leading into Multiverse of Madness, ended up being a total non-starter. Both Tom Cruise and Kevin Feige admitted that there was no communication at all about that film. However, there have been rumors that Tom Cruise has talked to Marvel in the past, and you got to imagine, from Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios' standpoint, if Tom Cruise wanted a piece of Marvel, they would get him in and somewhere. I'm not sure that it would be Iron Man, though, because I do believe there might be a plan to bring Tony Stark back, our version, Robert Downey Jr., especially with the news as of lately, and maybe some of you heard the rumor that he was on set for Captain America: Brave New World driving supercars. We still don't know how that's possible. But a superior Iron Man is something that Marvel now knows the fans want. Michael Waldron's admitted to having read all the leaks and the rumors, the things people were saying, and the director Sam Raimi even has a famous quote saying Kevin Feige felt okay putting John Krasinski as Reed Richards in the film because he knew it's something that fans wanted. So if they continue to explore the Illuminati, either from the 838 or from a different universe, or even if the 838's Illuminati, the characters that we saw, had passed away, maybe they've been replaced with all new characters, like, say, a superior Iron Man. I think there's a good chance Marvel knows that's something we want, but I would be more shocked if they let Tom Cruise have an Iron Man role instead of just bringing back Robert Downey Jr. and giving him a chance to do another take on the character, which, from RDJ's point of view, would probably be a lot more interesting, especially if he got to play a more maniacal version and really buy into that side of Tony Stark. You guys let me know all your responses down below. I am all ears. It certainly starts to feel like there is some actual through lines here, right? I know it didn't feel that way in Phase 4 when they were going ultra wide, new characters in every movie, post-credit scene, new character, no explainer, no answer to what happened. But now we're starting to see how it all ties together, and it's super exciting. What a time to be alive. Guys, let me know all your thoughts down below quickly. Let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right, we are still giving away PlayStation 5s here at the channel. Instead of major subscriber milestones like we've done it in the past, now we're doing it to coincide with Marvel movie releases and the finales of TV shows. Speaking of which, there is one in 2 weeks with the finale of Secret Invasion. So if you want to be entered to win that PS5 giveaway or any of the other giveaways here at the channel as we do them throughout the year, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below. Because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will always be announced live at the end of video with my voice and the comments shown on screen. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes with original music under the name All Fires. Thank you guys so much for your support of my music. Thanks for the support here at the channel. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.